boys ready for some fun. Oh, thank y'all so much for tuning in. Much appreciate that. All right, boys, we are live all the way around the whole wide world.
Wow.
Afternoon.
Wow.
No, you should do it like Garguts on that video.
Ooh, they won't let me in.
Well, I guess that's what it is. I'm gonna walk away and look at you twice and laugh at you and just keep walking.
And then say, "Are you sure you want me to go?"
Yeah. But the change in his demeanor when he's just all smiling, yeah, and then he's like, "No, you're Bart," and then his just face changes, just loses all color. Those thumbs up in your chat. Yeah.
Appreciate that. Yeah.
So, in this game, you also run a company, right?
Yeah.
And is it based in one place, or is it like?
No, you can have garages all across Europe.
But like, do you have a home-based country sort of thing? Like, can you
Yes.
set that? Or okay, and where's yours?
Prague. Pretty sure.
Oh, Czechoslovakia.
If I
Or should I
remember
say,
right.
Itchy.
Let me see. Hold on one sec.
Czechoslovakia ceased to exist quite a while ago. Then again, I live in the 80s, you know?
I hear you, yeah.
The
maps
USSR still exists.
back then,
You know, we're fighting the Cold War.
Where's my
Music is great. The movies are awesome.
company? Garage manager.
It was a great time.
Yeah, Prague. I got one in Prague, Venice, Madrid, Catanzaro, and Albia. I only have 6 garages right now.
Can you show that on your stream? So
Oh,
I can
shit,
see
thank
them.
you. It'll transition here in a second.
Come on, Nikki. There's only so much that you can expose yourself to the people. They'll froth with envy. You know, again, the beard alone, that's priceless. That could be, you know, put in the Louvre.
Appreciate that. And my arms actually do look good today. Thank you.
He's
Here
a
goes the
man's
ego
man.
Why do you
But just-
always have to be the one? He always calls me out when I start ego tripping.
I
Someone's
missed
got
what he
to
said.
it.
He's like, ego trip.
He said, "Here comes the ego trip, starting up."
Would he not be proud of the, you know, the guns that he just walks around with?
Yeah. Daddy. You're in the presence of greatness. Do you even know
So-
who I am?
So but do you have a world map? There we go. Okay, so I guess obviously I'm delayed, but yeah, okay.
Fucking guy.
Have you ever driven over to England?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Wait.
Do you take the tunnel or do you take a ferry?
Well, back when I played this, it was just a ferry at the time. So, but I don't know if they incorporated a tunnel yet or whatnot. I could
That's
make my
fucking
way
awesome.
there today, I guess. I'm
Oh,
all the
what-
way over in Serbia right now.
So you will end up going over to England and you're still in your normal truck, not driving on the wrong side of the street. And you get there, you have to like
No,
you
when
have
you
to drive
go
on
to
the wrong
England,
side, right?
yeah, you got to drive on the opposite side. Yeah.
But like but you don't get a new truck. You're still using your
Yes.
regular okay.
Yep.
That must be weird to have to navigate that.
From what I remember, it's I guess the best way I can describe it is it's like driving backwards on the other side of the road. Like, Dave's like, don't. Just stop. Just don't.
I can't even imagine the fucking roundabouts are already fucking stupid, but like I
Right.
can't imagine them in fucking on the wrong side of the road. That'd be fucked.
Damn, son. Where'd you find this? So I could go to Italy or I could go up to Hungary. They got a Valentine's thing going on. You gotta deliver 14 Valentine's gifts.
Oh, yeah.
Either that or I go to Italy, where Shaft's from. That island right here is where Shaft's family's from. I think we're gonna go up to Hungary though. Budapest, huh? Yeah,
Shout out to the 4 watching on YouTube.
appreciate that, guys.
That's Corsica.
Oh, and I drive a Mercedes Benz.
Can you get American brands up there,
Let
or is it just European trucks?
me go to the truck dealers. So there's Volvo, Iveco, DAF, MAN, Mercedes, Renault, and Scania. I mean, I've seen Volvo is in America, you know. But a lot of these
they were Swedish until the Chinese bought them.
Yeah. A lot of these trucks are like cab over versions for like Europe. I remember back when this came out before American Truck Simulator, guys were putting American trucks into the game, you know, to play it. And you couldn't deliver to certain places because the truck wouldn't fit in there.
That's hilarious. I love it.
Yeah.
By the way, the name is Renault, not Renault. Just to let you know.
What did I say wrong?
You said Renault. Okay, so the one of the companies that offers trucks that you were showing, it's pronounced Renault. It's not Renault.
It's Renault?
Renault.
So just say it without a T, huh?
Yeah, and that's usually the case. Unless there's a vowel at the end of something that has a T, you don't. It's silent, basically. But like, it's a really well-known brand, actually. Even in North America, like they do sell those here. But I just thought,
I just like
you might want to know.
I did start off driving a MAN or whatever, but I switched when I saw the Mercedes Benz. I was like, oh, that's some style right there.
And it's good quality. They're quite popular there in Europe.
And I was like,
it's German engineering.
Come on. See, I don't know if you're watching. You can kind of tell, like I'm in Europe in a way, than versus American Truck Simulator. You know, like just the way it is, kind of like the way the layout is, and
yeah, you're talking about just the city layout.
Yeah,
and the there's also the environment too.
Yeah.
But yeah, I could. Roundabouts are really common there in Europe.
Yes.
Oh yeah, you got also the bike track, the bike lane there.
Yep.
So like, yeah, it's definitely not North America. Then again, fuck cyclists. How about that?
Unless they're
like
mountain bikers or something. Those guys are a little like that takes a lot of agility, but if you're just an idiot driving around the streets.
Cyclist?
Yeah.
You're talking to a bicycle rider, right? Because they're douches.
Yeah,
they think they own
traffic.
the road.
Yeah.
They'll go straight through lights, red lights or stop signs and shit. They think that the rules are different for them. They think that cars are the problem, but they don't have to buy insurance for a vehicle.
No,
they don't have to have personal insurance because, again, if something happens, they can blame, the laws have it that they can blame the driver and stuff. And you know, that could lead to lawsuits and all that because of massive injury or whatnot. But it's just like you chose to ride like that, and they'll say, oh well, the city's not built for it. Okay, well the city's not built for it. Go to a place where the city is built. Go to Amsterdam. Okay, a lot of people use bikes there. What's the problem?
What's the problem? The problem is people's feelings.
It's that hive mind thing again. Yeah, I think cyclists are some of the worst people because you can see their entitlement by their actions.
Oh, what did you say, Mama? Okay, let's get this show going.
You running Twitch as well right now?
No. I can't. The problem is with that is I can't run Twitch and like share the TV at the same. Like
Okay.
it just bogs it right down for some reason.
That's too bad.
Yeah.
But hey, at least you're doing that and you're on YouTube.
Well, yeah,
So-
I got more of a following on YouTube.
Do you? I thought you said your Twitch was taking off.
No, I got since I was back, I got like 40 followers. Like I'm up to 259. But I mean, I got more of a following on YouTube. Oh, I'm gonna grab a joint quick.
Do it.
A Valentine's Day trailer. Cupid. Still. Okay.
Okay, man.
You know what? Okay, man. How dare you talk to me like that, man? I'm Tony Montana, man. I'm Tony Montana. I'm Tony Montana. Shout out to the 5. Much appreciate you all. You have no idea.
I'm hearing an echo.
Could have been Getty. When he was doing so much.
Echo.
Wow, you're gonna really wreck on a fucking. Yeah, it is Getty. They're wrecking on checkered.
What?
Are you seeing this
Funny.
thing?
Yeah, I'm watching. It's kind of funny. It's like, what is it? Is this a demolition derby?
I
Like,
guess, dude. Like before you got like the race started at 12, and you were on by like what 12:45 or something around in there. Like they already wrecked like 4 times before you got on. Like,
wow.
yeah.
And was each one like multiple vehicles?
Oh,
Like,
for the most part, yeah. How they wreck on the checkered.
how many cars remain? 20? Is that it?
I think there was 40 cars in this. And it
Because
looks
I'm looking
like
at the
there's
screen right now. It
20
says
now.
20.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's half. Really? Half their fucking cars?
Yeah.
I think there's going to be several people.
What?
No, I was going to say, I think several people are going to get fired after today.
Maybe. Who knows? I'm gonna go this way.
So this guy won? That it?
Yes.
Good for you.
Hopefully it's a Chevy.
Slay Queen! Since his name is Queen.
I don't want no
Hilarious.
Toyota winning.
Oh, you don't like that.
Oh, Even though I hate
Is
this.
that a
Oh
Toyota?
yeah, it is a Chevy. Chevy. Nice. Even though a lot of Toyotas are made in, it sucks. I'm saying this. Toyotas are made more in the States than Chevys are.
Yep.
I hate saying that.
I think Honda has like a plant here, at least one, I believe, and the Civic just like year over year just remains to be like the most popular, the most purchased vehicle.
Oh, the Honda Civic. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So that just speaks a lot. I mean, we do have a Ford plant at a GM plant, but those like sort of, they've shut down production and shit, and like it's cost a lot of jobs, and they've moved it to Mexico or America, and it's sad because, I mean, the exceptionalism, should be here.
Right.
I think that people are certainly capable of producing that excellence when it comes to manufacturing vehicles and stuff. And it's funny because Trump even he said about Canada, he's like, yeah, they're vehicles. We don't need them. We can make them ourselves. It's like the rhetoric that he's using should be waking people up, but it's sending, like we talked about, people stupid people into a fury, saying, oh, well, we don't want to address what problems we're producing for the world and America, but Trump bad.
Right. It doesn't matter. Like Trump could say gays are the way of the future, and then they say gays are bad. I could,
they're oppositional. They don't serve any other purpose other than just being opposed to a certain person that they were told was bad.
I mean, why don't you think Biden after the first year of him being in office and what he did with abortion, the Catholic Church refused to give him communion in Washington, D.C. So ever since then, he's not been back to church once, besides Carter's funeral. Yeah, they refused to give him communion.
I've seen this with America a lot. Obviously, it's in Canada too. It's the same sort of mindset, but people during campaigns and all that stuff, when it comes to politicians, people want to be coddled. They want to be told nice pleasantries, even though if they're empty or they're bullshit, rather than being, basically talked to like a mature adult and telling you how bad it fucking is, and even scolding people. That's the difference between Trump and basically all other politicians, is that he's not there to coddle, and he says things that are great, but he also gets right to the root of the matter, doesn't try to give these people this sort of fantasy world to live in. Like even Reagan, for example, he would say things eloquently and reassure the public, but he'd also be fairly hard and straight to the point when he came to talking about things.
Well, yeah, and it's a good thing that's the way you should talk to your people.
Absolutely.
You shouldn't sugarcoat shit. Give them the straight facts and be transparent, and they will trust the government.
And the way they vote is how they virtue signal. First of all, Barack Obama. And all these white people being like, oh, I voted for a black guy, even though I might have not agreed with his politics, but what do I care? I don't even, follow politics. But yeah, now that absolves me of my perceived guilt, which was indoctrinated into me by leftists. And it's like, oh, it's all great, And the second time I cheered him on, remember, Joker? But, or Biden, for example, where, it's like, oh, he's just a kind and grandpa figure. I feel like I like him because he reminds me of my grandpa or something. And, I want to support him. That's the mentality. They're voting for the person and not the
merit,
the policies. Or they think it overrides it. Because with Trump, the guy, I don't know. I think he's likable. I certainly like his tactics. I like the way he carries himself. He's bombastic, and he doesn't act like a politician. That's why I like him.
Yeah,
not all the policies that he's done I agree with, but
what's one thing that you don't?
I'm sorry?
What's one thing you don't?
His funding of Israel. What else? His
But we need them.
No, they need you. They need, because America is funding them.
We can use them in the Middle East versus us going over there, though. Like, that's what I mean by that. Like, instead of us flexing us, we can use Israel. Like,
it's a quagmire which causes too much problems.
How? They're just a basic ally.
Because they're what's this? So APAC, for example, they funneled a lot of money into that, and it basically is used to bribe American politicians to agree with certain things that will favor Israel, and in such a way that it sort of aggravates the situation further in the Middle East. It's a long. I mean, there's a long list.
Do you think we should be allies with them?
It's not about, okay, so America. Here's the problem, though: is America basically funds all its allies. But if so the thing is, though, let's say there was no funding, but they were still allies, then I think that's fine. Like, I just don't see why America. First of all, again, I'm thinking about Americans first, right?
Right. I understand.
And like, why should America be the piggy bank for the fucking world when they don't even get paid back for it? Shit, you guys are $37 trillion in debt, and Doge just found $2.7 trillion.
Yes.
2.7. That's a big chunk of money that, again, if you keep finding that amount of waste, you'll have your debt paid off.
I think we're gonna. I think that's a scary thing. I think we're gonna. I use it to uncover a lot. Like, all the stuff he already uncovered is crazy, but I think the more he uncovers, it's gonna be scary.
Oh no, there's more. Oh, this is just the surface, man. There's some dirty, shit that's they're gonna be auditing the Pentagon. They're going to be auditing the IRS. Oh, it's so sweet.
This is going to be a good one.
And then the Fed, again, Trump's been public about it. He doesn't want income tax anymore, and he wants to abolish the Fed. And he's endorsing Ron Paul. Actually, in fact, I believe Ron Paul would be the one who's going to be nominated to tackle the Federal Reserve issue.
Oh, wow.
Oh, man, we live in great times, don't we?
Yeah, right now we do.
Don't worry, once you guys
dying, though.
Once you guys, what's that?
I said the Democrats are dying, though.
May they all.
I think everything's just horrible. I can't believe the Orange Man's doing all this.
Here's the thing, though, is that they also need to cut off benefits for parasite class people that come from third world shitholes. And as soon as they do, these people are going to leave. They're only there to take advantage of America's generosity. Same with Canada.
So it's funny you said that. NBC did a story the other day about Trump cutting funding to Planned Parenthood in other countries. Like, they were over in South Africa, and this girl they were doing a story on Trump cutting funding to overseas Planned Parenthood stuff. And they were trying to make it sound bad. It's like, well, why can't we take care of our own people? Why do we got to fund stuff in other countries like this? It's mad what they're doing. And the whole thing about it's mad.
Absolutely. But it's the waste. It's just incredible, the waste that's been uncovered.
Mm-hmm.
And again, imagine if this money was actually spent for America's benefit.
Yeah. Like all the natural, all the disasters we've had. The Maui fire. They sent them $700. But yet we send millions of dollars in condoms in Gaza.
Wealth,
you know,
having that sort of wealth, just like I think it's Norway, for example, which was wise and invested in their petroleum and natural gas industry. Now people get paid as those citizens. They get like a yearly amount of money because that's a profit of this, basically the oil production, all that stuff. Like it benefits, the citizens. So because it's nationalized and all that, this money just goes right back to the people that are taxpayers.
Right.
So they get paid every year because of the investment and vision that these people had to say, we have this natural resource, we got massive amounts, and this, can benefit the population. I mean, America could do the same because America has some massive resources that it doesn't want to exploit. That's why it wants to go to other places and exploit, which is, again, understandable. And, again, Canada's not exploiting those minerals and resources. So why shouldn't, Trump be interested in those sorts of resources?
Right.
Just like with Greenland.
Right. Well, and
I don't understand.
The other thing we got to keep saying about Greenland too is that shipping lane that's opening up there, because of all that ice melting and whatnot. I mean, that we can't have Russia taking over that. I mean, we can't have two vital seaways taken over by our enemies. Like
the melting of the ice is it's green hysteria propaganda.
No, I don't mean it so much. I just mean like, well, it has opened up a shipping lane up there that can cut time in
some
half.
places, yes, and again, it's called climate change. It changes, right?
Yeah, and I agree with you on that. What I'm not making a case.
I understand what you're saying. I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
They're using this argument though, and it's, again, I would do the same thing. They're using the argument of melting ice caps and all that to expand their sphere of influence and establish bases and stuff.
Yes.
Because once you've got a nuclear icebreaker like America and Russia do, like, you don't have to worry about the fucking ice. You're gonna fucking plow right through that shit. Your fucking transport ships are gonna come right behind there and just continue on to wherever you need to fucking sell your product and stuff.
Right.
And yeah, they need, and they're expanding in bases. Russia built one recently, which is quite expansive, and Canada has been floundering for at least 20 years when they said they were going to build a deep water seaport that was not only going to be military in nature, but was going to allow for shipping towards the strait and all that to get product through, right?
How isn't Canada like the superior power of like the Arctic? Like, it just...
Yep.
They should be running
They're
that
a liability.
up there.
They're a liability, in fact. They are a national security threat to America. We were talking about this earlier.
Yeah.
But they are a national security threat with all the different terrorist cells that are operating here, the corruption throughout everything.
I'd say what the Canadian government does in general, too.
Well, that's the corruption I'm talking about, is the fact that the politicians and the bureaucrats are all involved, as well as the police services and all. They're all involved from top to bottom. So they don't want the situation to change because they're benefiting from it. The drugs, again, they're making big money. But again, that alone, that security threat, that national security threat, that alone to America is justification for invasion, for liberation, for annexation. Again, this is also written into international law. But more importantly is that even if it wasn't, how about this? Might makes right. This has always been the way in history. And hey, nobody's going to stop America. So.
No. It does happen like 40, 50 years ago. You bet your ass the United States would be up in Canada.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a good point.
But Canada wasn't running like that back then.
What's that?
I said Canada wasn't ran like that back then, though.
No, exactly. There was at least some semblance of sanity. But I just saw a tweet. I think you'll find it funny because we were talking about this, but the Gulf of Mexico was lost to the U.S. in the War of 1848. We can rename it anything we want. The U.S. gives Canada 150 billion a year. And I'd sort of debate that. That's sort of lost. It's not profited from, so it's not necessarily a loss. Again, through the dairy cartel. We have a dairy cartel up here, guys.
Oh yeah.
And it forces people to dump their, like the farmers to dump their milk when it could be going to homeless people or just into the supply line. It's insane, and it's run from Quebec. They're the most corrupt fucking province of all of Canada. Oh,
you never really hear anything good come out of Quebec, honestly.
The maple syrup and strippers, but that's basically it. The Panama Canal was built by Americans and given to Panama by the U.S. under certain conditions. There you go.
Thank you, Carter.
Yeah, and again, who's going to stop America from taking back what they built, which, took an impoverished nation that couldn't even provide for themselves and gave them purpose.
It's funny how that works.
But again, you know what? Actually, if we're just gonna take, yeah, you know what? I'd probably have to say that if you're gonna take coastline towards the new Gulf of America, it looks like more of American coastline is touching it than Mexican.
I'd say so. Because I did look at that too.
Regardless, might makes right. Pax Americana. All that sort of jazz. Jingoism.
Drugs and alcohol wipe out.
But today is supposed to be Flag Day. And again, the fake outrage here is saying everyone should be flying their Canadian flags. And why would you be proud right now of being Canadian after the 9 years we've endured with a faggot prime minister who literally destroyed the country? Why? What are you proud of? You know?
I get it. I get what you're saying. Yeah.
And I warned people even before this guy got elected. It's like, how can you not see that this guy, is going to do all these things? Do a little fucking research. Don't rely on fucking the media. Look into it to see multiple takes on it. If you see the same fucking article being repeated over and over by different media companies, well, then that's like, again, that's not really investigative journalism. It's just like, let's parrot the same line over again. And we've seen those videos where they line up like 20 different newscasts and they're all literally saying the same shit.
Yes.
Oh, that's hilarious.
It's like they email each other. Here's the talking points for today.
Well, sometimes it comes from places like the White House, where the White House tells all these, at least sure in Biden and Obama's time, they basically would email all these companies and say, these are the talking points that you're going to make. And, again, they just do it. They don't even think, well, maybe we should make it sound different. No, they literally word for word. So they're clearly reading from a script. And yet some people can't even see that. Oh, that's right. The four things going on.
Yeah, tonight's the most talked about game.
And it's being played in Montreal, and they better not fucking boo the American anthem.
They did the other night.
I know. But it's fucking disgusting. It's fucking disgusting. And again, fucking the French they got their heart on their left and their wallet on the right. That's an actual saying for Europeans, because they're basically hypocrites. And whether it be fucking from France or from fucking Quebec, they're hypocrites through and through. And they'll fucking screw people over.
Yeah.
Do you know what equalization payments are in Canada? Okay, so basically the richer provinces that use resources that leftists hate, like oil and gas, they have to pay poor provinces or ones that have basically convinced politicians to pay them billions of dollars a year. So Quebec, in fact, I'll find you that image, but basically Quebec, year after year, I think for the last 50 plus years or more, has been receiving payments from the richer provinces and not contributing back into the system and stuff. And it pays for, it's basically bribery payment for them to not separate Canada, but they don't give anything back. And like, there's been 2 referendums in Canada to separate from Quebec from Canada, and each time they didn't, the separatists didn't win. But it's just crazy that they have this entitlement, and they basically drain Canada of like the resources that could go for everyone. It's just basically bribery payment for them.
I said send them back to France.
You know what? The English should have fucking wiped them wiped them out entirely.
Mm-hmm.
But, hold on. I gotta find the graphic here, but it'll give you a good idea as to how much money is being funneled into, again, a province that is threatened to separate from Canada and stuff. And they're the province that's refusing oil from Alberta to get past Ontario, right? Because they want to get the pipeline from, they wanted this for years, get the pipeline from Alberta all the way to Newfoundland and to the east, but Quebec is the one that's blocking it.
Wow.
And they say it's all like, we morally object to it, but they're willing to take fucking equalization payments, so they don't morally object to that gas being produced in other provinces. Here's the image, or here's one of them. That's just for 2025, 2026. There's a total lifetime. Here we go. When was this made? Oh, fuck. At least from this image, $198 billion has been paid to Quebec from its inception. $198 billion. And they've got better social services. They have all this maternity leave. They have other benefits, like they have their own separate pension plan. Canada, the Canadian pension plan sort of thing, to give you the bare minimum for paying taxes and shit. It's shit, but they get protected, and they get a different type of pension plan that they get to manage on their own. It's insane. Annexation can't come soon enough.
Oh no. I hope it happens too. I think it's kind of weird how We were never one country anyway. Like,
Actually, there's an article in, I can't remember what document, and I read this recently, but it was, I think it was during the 1776. No, it was 1778. So basically, America gets formed and stuff. They fight off the British, and they said there is this a special exception in this declaration that will allow Canada to join us, and they'll be treated equally. Like even back then, they were saying that, and it was codified. I literally learned that yesterday. That's fucking crazy.
huh? I would have never known.
I never knew either, but I love learning. Do you get fined a lot here in the game when you don't go to your way stations? Is it worse in America?
I don't know.
I don't even look at my wallet. I'm so rich. I don't care about fucking way stations. Is that it? Is that the real strategy here?
No. Well, right now, like, I'll probably go to them a lot more because I haven't explored them yet.
Oh, that's right. You got to
Yeah.
explore everything to unlock.
Usually, yeah. But on American Truck Simulator, shoot, I've been to mostly all of them, unless it's like a new state, and there might be a few. But usually after I hit one, it's like, dude, come on, I don't need to weigh in for nothing. And the month that they fine you, it's like $200-300. It's like, yeah, I'll just take the fine. Me what you want me.
Trump tweeted at 1:32 p.m. today. He who saves his country does not violate any law.
All you do is smoke weed.
Hey, Andy, thanks for the sub, man. Appreciate it.
Oh yeah.
Well, you certainly will find some great conversation on this channel.
Mm-hmm.
While you are entertained by cool video games.
We are entertained.
Is this a kurlurr? Shaft says in the chat. No, it's a turbunurr.
Oh, I'll look at something quick.
It's Gojira.
Is it Gojira?
With your obsession with Gojira.
An obsession.
You keep putting the fucking images in the Discord.
Damn, a homie can't like something? Shit, Dave.
No, you can't. No fun allowed. Don't you know the rules?
How dare you?
Oh.
Mm. I also like how Trump has basically said that there will be no flag flying other than the American flag when it comes to government, businesses, departments, and even schools.
Yeah.
And even in classrooms and stuff, which I totally agree with, because if you've seen school classrooms these days, they're littered with fucking degenerate and fucking pedo flags.
Yeah, I don't know why they do that. That really needs to stop.
Because they're
But
indoctrinating the
does.
kids, that's why.
Well, no, I know why. The other thing is, like at the school I went to, we didn't have anything that, but underneath the American flag, we had like the Michigan flag, like our state flag.
That's different.
Yeah.
That is still part of America.
Yeah.
It's again the reason why there was that decision is because they understood the infiltration, because they even have like Antifa flags in schools, or they had BLM flags, fucking communist flags. It's like, this is the antithesis of what America is, and basically these are enemies being programmed, right? Like they're being like propagandized with ideology. And did you hear that one where there's a teacher in a class who had this outrage, this fucking incident, and apparently got fired for it, but he was just going off on a kid because he brought up politics and Trump, and the guy's freaking out about Trump. The teacher is just freaking out. Did you hear that?
You shouldn't even be an educator.
No, of course not. And there's many such examples, but I don't know because I've heard them in the past, but have you heard this one?
Probably.
Have you heard this recent
Probably.
one? Okay. But you remember the one where there was the teacher with the water gun, and she was showing footage of Trump, and then she went up and like she shot at it?
Yes.
Pathetic. Feet first into the fucking wood chipper. Okay, no internment camp, no concentration camp, no extermination camp. No.
Well, that's
we're not wasting time with that shit.
That's a new thing they're saying too, is Trump's putting all these illegals in concentration camps and whatnot.
No, they should be labor camps. I mean, if they're so good at fucking all this labor and stuff, well, you're here illegally, you're going to work for free. How about that?
Right.
And then we're going to deport your ass. And you don't take any money. Wait until he starts taxing all this money is being sent overseas from all these illegals and all these, people who don't have loyalty to America. Wait till he's like, oh, you want to use, Western Union to send money out of America? Okay, we'll tax it 100%. Oh, it's going to an Islamic terrorist country, 3,000%. Again, like, just make bank off all the money that's being stolen from America.
I'm fine with it.
And then you've got these employees who are complaining, well, only 2 out of my 25 staff showed up for the housing build. Like, boo-hoo, Trump and all that. It's like, oh, so you like hiring illegals and underpaying them, taking away jobs from Americans? You like that? It should infuriate people. Like, people need to be hanging from trees.
They would have did this back in olden times. This much
Absolutely, would have been
corruption.
tolerated. And if the founding fathers could see what occurred, even the Canadian founding fathers, if they could see what's going on here, it'd be scorched earth, because they were prepared to take up arms to defend their nations, and they would just go, again, scorched earth. Shout out to the 6 viewing.
Much appreciate you guys. Thank you all so much.
See, this is real trucking, unlike that hack. Okay?
I know, he's got a good setup, though. Yo, bro, 3 screens? Come on. Fucking massive shifter. Fucking, what was it? The dream catcher hang and the feathers hanging from the mirror and shit, blowing in the wind. No, you can't hate on that. Come on.
Yeah, I can. Yeah,
Don't hate the
fuck I
player, hate the
can.
game. Huh?
Yeah, I can.
Are you eating?
No.
Then why can't I hear you? Or understand you, I should say.
I don't know.
You are eating. I'm seeing you right now. You bastard.
Wow.
I literally have 1 bite left. I almost made it through without you even knowing.
I'm getting wise to you, Nikki. Getting wise.
It's all about elegance.
It is. Demure.
Very demure.
Fuck out of here. Yeah. Oh.
Okay, Nikki, you have to see this. You have to see this. This wins the internet for today. I'm gonna put in the general here. It's on. You should be able to see it. You really need to get to X. Get on X. That's where you're gonna get the most unbiased fucking news. But and it's all in one place. But yeah, this video is this goes hard. It's beautiful, and plus the text for it is just great.
Yeah, I'll check it out.
Not now, Dave. I'm trucking.
Where'd you drop it at? Pizza.
What's that?
Copyright.
I got you, yeah.
Did it play from the beginning or did it?
Yeah,
Okay.
I should have this. Oh my god.
I don't have DNA of USA. Fuck, I love it. America's back, baby.
You're supposed to say your entries. Oh my god.
It's beautiful. Love to see it.
You like, You get. He's probably had to rehearse that. He's like, can I actually do this? Can I really keep a cigarette in my mouth and a beer at the same time? Oh.
Good times.
Oh, Rodan, you don't got shit.
Be his fucking ass.
So it's a holiday here on Monday.
What is it?
Family Day.
Family Day?
Yeah, it was instituted by a government to sort of like, again, win an election sort of thing. So it's like it's another day off. Like there wasn't any holiday in February prior. So basically, this is the first Monday of the third week, I believe. Yeah, it's a statutory provincial holiday. So getting paid to stay home. Great stuff.
Huh. That's cool, I guess.
But it's I mean, it's appreciated, you know, certainly, but it's just like I'm not cool with the whole thing of bribing the electorate by saying, yeah, we're going to make a holiday, which means that companies now have to fucking pay holiday rate if they want to open.
True,
I'm not the biggest fan of that sort of imposition. But things like Christmas, for example, absolutely. If you have to work on Christmas, at least up here, 2.5 times is what your rate should be.
Yeah, if it's something like that, or Easter, or your 4th of July, or anything like that, for sure.
Yep, that's again, those I totally agree.
If it's just a random day in February, like
yeah. If it relates to the country, yeah, but you know, and I guess maybe it would if there was an emphasis on, you know, encouraging the population to increase the, you know, the birth rate rather than just import fucking third world, you know, shit. And you know, it would have some importance, but it really doesn't.
Rubio to visit Israel as Hamas frees more hostages. They're supposed to release the rest of them today, or else Trump said he's going to rain hell down, quote unquote.
I think they're going to release some of them, not all of them.
Whoa.
Yeah, I know.
There you go. Getty's like, well.
They're going to learn today.
They're going to learn a curler today, boys.
Get the Moabs ready.
Yeah. We still need to find out what happened to those rocket launchers that came over the border. I mean, what? Did I just say that? Oh, boy. Did I do that? Did I really say that yet? Franchise. I gotta do stuff today. We might go over to Romania now. Now it's saying 3 more hostages released, including an American dad. Huh.
I don't think anybody should be in the Middle East. They should just avoid the area entirely.
Hell no. Honestly, you should just stay in America right now. Like, I'm not trying to be fear-mongering or anything, but you know how much people are getting around the world for heads of Americans right now? Like, well, I don't know if Trump probably won't pay, but I know Biden paid money for hostages. Weirdo. We're going to Romania now, Dave.
Romania.
Yeah, you go visit the Armenian genocide. Oh. First, we're gonna go down here. Repair quick. We're in Budapest, Hungary.
Budapest. It's actually pronounced that way.
Budapest.
Sakramenazi is here. But yeah, Budapest.
Get fucked.
No, you get fucked.
Haven't really unlocked anything.
What time is the America and Canada?
8.
8. Okay. All right, you're going to be viewing it obviously from an American channel.
Yeah.
Okay, because I'm curious what the announcers will say about the booing of the national anthem.
Oh, they weren't liking it when we watched the American one the other night because it was in Montreal, and they started booing it at the start.
And what did they say? Like, were they hard on the Canadians for doing that?
It seemed like it, yeah. They didn't really say much, but
they were hard, but they weren't saying much. So then, how were they?
We'll have to see how it is tonight.
Well, that's what I'm curious about. I was going to see, again, I was wondering if it continues, and this is the second time these guys are witnessing it. They should have harsher words, but like it wasn't right the first time. Why are you guys doing it now?
Right. Guess you can't change your steering wheel on this.
Canada's it's an embarrassment. It's a fucking embarrassment. Our closest ally, and we're acting like this, ignoring the corruption that has led to this.
Yeah, it's just like that. Well, like I said too. A lot of it's your media, you know. It's
well, yeah, because it's funded by the government.
Yeah. So they're just gonna tell them like, hey, like this is what's going on. It's not from us, it's them. And then the people are like, oh yeah, why would our government fuck us over? Yeah, why would it?
The same people that were criticizing the Freedom Convoy, that the media was ignoring, and the politicians were criminalizing, the rest of the world took notice.
Yep.
And they realized how fucked the situation was up here.
I feel like Canadians already forgot about that whole thing.
No, they still talk about it. They call it, it's pathetic, these fucking NPCs. They call it the freedom, convoy. So instead of freedom, it's like dumb. Yeah.
Because they're
like
dumb,
that's how they
pea-brain truckers, quote unquote. Yeah, I got what you're saying. And
it's insane. Like people who literally posed for selfies in front of the fucking goose-stepping fucking cops. They got this one old lady. She got a year of probation and I can't remember how many 100 hours of community service for simply just posing in front of a cop. And she had like a Canada jacket and a Canada toque on, and she got that as punishment. And did you hear J.D. Vance in Europe talking about how freedom of speech is under attack, and then you've got the German politician fucking freaking the fuck out?
Yo.
It's like how this is not my Europe, and like it's like you pathetic fuck. People are getting literally in the UK. People, it's law that if you make a post that upsets somebody, which again is so subjective, you can go to jail.
Yeah, I've seen videos of cops coming to take people out of houses because they wrote something on there, and they're like, "Well, I'll delete it right now." Nope, you got to go in. We have warrants for you. Yeah.
And again, what they are posting isn't fucking radical, nor is it. Again, if you can't handle a simple thing that somebody says they say immigration numbers need to be lowered or these people need to be deported, it's a simple fact. It's not hateful, and if you're taking offense from that, you don't belong in society. I mean, who's getting offended at this shit? And this one guy who was burning the Quran yesterday or the day before, he was on video burning it in England, and then this Muslim comes up to him with this huge knife and tries to fucking stab the shit out of him.
But yet they charge him for burning the Quran.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That basically there's supposed to be the separation of church and state, yet meanwhile the state considers that blasphemy when it comes to a foreigner's religion, but not your own. Damn. Stupid people should not be allowed to vote.
Well,
or breed, actually. I would.
Honestly, after what just went on the last month, I don't think the Democrats should be able to hold any kind of power, any kind of seats of anything. It makes me so crazed that people support Democrats still after all that's come out. It's like, you really support that stuff?
That's funny because most of the time they won't be able to name what kind of accomplishments or goals that they have, but it's only because they support them because it's the opposition of the other side.
Yeah, that's usually what it comes down to is, oh, that group doesn't like Trump, well, I might as well join them.
And it's so, again, hive mind. It's not like, okay, well, let me say I like these points about my party and what it proposes and all that. No, it's just like, I don't like that person, not because of their policies, but because of the way they act, right? Not the message they're bringing, right? But the way they act, and I don't like that, so I need to go to whatever is the opposite of that, whatever opposes that, that's what I want to support. I don't care if it's like a murderous group, a cult, or whatever. Again, it's the same thing when you see people supporting communism. Because it's really, I just want to be anti-American or anti-freedom, anti-liberty.
Right.
So they think, what's the total opposite of that? And then they're willing to ignore that the Soviets, murdered at least $80 million people during their entire existence. China has murdered, again, politically, it's at least 100 million people. But think about that, 100 million people.
Yeah,
that's
there's a lecture.
And Islam, I've got the chart somewhere, but it's more than the Chinese. It's more than the Chinese. It's nuts. More than, again, I don't think people can fathom the idea of 100 million people.
Yeah, that's a carbon footprint right there.
I'm Mothra. Hey.
Who was it the other day that was saying Getty had a bunch of pirated software when he was reviewing his games?
I have no idea, but that sounds funny.
We all laughed about that. I thought it was hilarious. I just can't remember who it was. Good times.
I can't remember. I
But you
remember
do
that,
at least
though.
remember. Yeah, you remember laughing about that, right?
Uh-huh.
Such a great Discord. Intelligent talk and
We'll try
entertaining
our
value.
best.
Get it to the 5 viewing. On
Shout
YouTube.
out. I'm gonna light up a fucking J quick.
Do it. I'm gonna have to roll one up in a while. A short while, I should say.
Oh my god, Gabe.
OYR. You moaning freak.
That was another name that was mentioned a lot yesterday in the chat. And
I
it
couldn't
was
pay
weird.
attention.
It was weird
I didn't see.
You know, another thing too, it was weird hearing the AI voices talk about us, like the names. You know, like
Yep.
when they bring up like Ken or YR or you or just anybody. Like it was weird hearing other people from the outside say names. You
Yeah.
know, like their computer. You know what I mean?
No, but just to hear it in a
Yeah.
different tone. So, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, damn. But you know, to people like, say if you sent that to my parents, they think it was just a radio show. They couldn't tell that. Like after a while, I could tell that was AI because the way they were kind of like talking over each other, and the pronunciations were a little different. Like,
see, that just goes to show you're normal. That you can pick up on these cues, because again, eventually you start to be like, no, this something's not adding up here.
right.
But yeah, it also blows your mind because like, holy shit, this sounds so realistic.
And it does to somebody that has no idea. Yeah.
And if you take a clip out of that, there'd be even less context to be able to make that assumption.
Right. And see, for me, the other thing too is on Instagram, there's a lot of fake profile. Like, for example, guys have figured out a way to make AI photos of a woman and change them up every day. And what people will do is they'll think it's a real person. Like it's a real girl, but it's really not. It's just a guy that's uploading, AI photos.
For engagement and possible profit,
Yeah, and it's 100% profit. And a lot of guys get taken for it, but it's like you can tell, like the face is a little bit more stretched. There might be a more of a blemish here or there or something like that. Like
there's a sheen. There's AR right now has a sheen over the image. You can see that the reflections of light aren't real. They're not real.
Right. But like I said,
I'm really good at telling that.
But like I said, to your normal people that don't know, they think it's a beautiful young girl sending them photos, and really it's fucking Terminator.
Dude, I see it on Facebook where you've got like these posts where it's just like, oh, a little Chinese, baby is playing with a bunch of like tiger cubs, and the people in the chat and stuff are like, or the comments, they're like, oh, it's so cute, oh, nature, but all the dumbest shit, and like, some people are like, are you people stupid? This is fucking AI. Like, how can you fall for this shit?
You can tell. And it's the other reason, the other dead giveaway too is the sheen that you were talking about.
Yeah, you can so see it in every fucking image. And the fingers, AI still has a problem understanding fingers.
Yeah.
That's how we beat it. We utilize fingers. Jazz hands.
Yeah, or Edward Scissorhands.
That's right. That's what we use during war.
That was one of my brother's favorite movies growing up for some reason.
Was he an emo kid?
Not
goth
really, dude. My brother was like a wrestler. Like, but my brother's a cop, so I know you'd never.
Oh,
yeah. You'd never think, but yeah, he's a cop, so it just you would never. Yeah, I shouldn't say this, but once in a while he will partake. But my brother, he works out like twice. Like he's huge. He's got to be for what he does. You know, he used to be a jail guard.
He comes from good Germanic stock, and he would be able to put a fist through somebody's skull.
He used to be a jail guard before he became a cop.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. So he's hard enough.
Yeah, he
could deal with that. I mean, this must be a cakewalk for him. If he's a cop and he used to be a jail fucking guy, like
yeah. He said the only thing that sucks now is writing reports.
Of course, the paperwork that cops have to do is fucking pathetic.
Yeah.
It just takes up so much time. Like in Canada, for example, you pull your pistol out of your holster and you've got to write massive reports and have to like deal with all these investigative committees and all that sort of shit. And it's just like, you know, maybe if they were allowed to do their job and the judges weren't letting these fucking pieces of shit free, you know, communities would have less crime.
Right. You know, and see,
I'm sure your brother shares his frustrations with you on that. Or is he just patrolling a white neighborhood and therefore there's no crime?
No, our main problem in our town, besides, you know, your meth and heroin and all that, is the casino. A lot of people come from
Feather Indians.
Yeah, but it's not them either. A lot of people will come from out like Detroit, Flint, Grand Rapids. They'll come from out of town and
so blacks and Somalis.
And they'll stir up trouble. Yeah.
Blacks and Somalis. Okay.
Yeah.
So we can recognize it by skin tone. Got it.
It's not even that, Dave. It's people. Long story. It's people. Basically, people will go in, gamble, go out in their cars, and start doing drugs. The cameras there are crystal clear. The security guards can see what people are doing. People will go out and pass out in their cars and shoot up heroin and shit. He spends more time at those places than he does anywhere else. At the casino, like than he does doing domestics and shit.
That's interesting.
Mm-hmm. A lot of the crime is from out of I mean, yeah, we do get crime and stuff, but the percentage of crime versus the crime at the casino outweighs the crime around my area. But no, because of what my brother did, being a jail guard and all that, a lot of people that he arrests, they already know who he is. So
say that again.
So my brother was a corrections officer for like 9-10 years, and basically the people he arrests now are the repeats that come in there.
Oh, so he knows them.
Yeah, they basically know him, and they know. Yeah.
Oh shit, we got this guy again.
Yeah. So a lot of it is just people he knows again, but like I said, the majority of it's stupid people that come from out of town. Like a lot of people will come up here, they'll gamble, okay? They'll win big and then flash their money on their social media pages, okay? Then their friends will come up here and rob them because they know they got they'll cover up their faces and shit and go rob their friends. Because they know they won 5, 10, 15 grand, you know?
What ethnicity is the majority of these people committing these crimes?
He's white, black, everything.
Yeah, of course you've got a nice, you know, 'cause it sounds like, again, a lot of people coming, but again, I could see Asians doing this shit, Chinese.
Yeah, it's just for some reason the casino brings in crime, like.
Yeah, but
I don't
I
go
don't
to the
know. Again,
casino, dude. I like my money too much. Like,
yeah, I want an ethnic breakdown on this. I have a suspicion.
I could text him. Him and his girlfriend.
Yeah, why not?
Well, I
Yeah,
can't.
ask him. Okay, can you give me an ethnic breakdown as to those that are committing the crimes that you arrest, percentage-wise?
Yeah, because the last guy he was telling me about, it was this guy and girl that the casino security found out or was watching on the cameras, and they watched them go out to their car, and they started snorting cocaine off of an Xbox game case.
Nice.
And she knew what she was doing, but he didn't know what he was doing. And
Sounds like a hooker.
yeah,
That's what I would say. It's just like,
didn't-
oh, you picked up a hooker at the casino, and
when
now you're gonna do some coke.
When they were reviewing the tape, you could see that he had no idea what to do. Like he didn't, like he was trying to figure out like how to snort it or yeah.
That's funny. So what is this, like some suburban dad or something? Like was it an
no.
Amish guy just taking the weekend off?
Just some kids in their 20s.
Ah, okay. So they got some money. They decided to go to the casino, picked up a prostitute, had the prostitute, buy coke, and because she got her connections in the casino,
Yeah,
and
they
then
go out in the parking lot. Like,
yeah, exactly.
how dumb are you?
No,
Like,
no thinking. No,
Well,
it's
the
not
thing
like
is,
let's just
too,
drive away and do the coke later.
Where I live, the town that this casino is attached to is about 40,000 people. But outside of it, like, you could go drive a mile away from the casino and be on a dirt road if you wanted to. And do whatever drugs you'd want to do. You know what I mean? And then drive back. Like, but they don't. They just sit in the parking lot and do it. Back when I was a kid, we used to drive around on the back roads fucking smoking weed and shit because we didn't have a place to go. We didn't go to a parking lot in town. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, that's why you leave the windows open and let it air out, and you're all good.
people just don't think.
That again goes, I
Right.
think, to what we were talking about earlier, is that there literally are NPCs.
Yeah.
I've called them organic portals. I've done a lot of research into this, but I do have to make a video eventually about it.
So
but,
what do you think about the NPCs that will go up to MAGA people and they'll be like, "Oh, you're a MAGA guy," and they get up into their face, and then you can see them start shaking, and their eyes go all weird. You know what I mean? Like,
I've seen that
yeah,
for the last
like
8 years.
it's so like that, dude. That's mental. That's straight up mental right there. Where somebody's shaking that bad, where they got to get in somebody's face.
It actually is a psychosis. It
Like-
is something that causes that reaction, and it's just so rampant. Again, they called it Trump derangement syndrome. Like, it got to the point where it started to be noticed in all leftists that they get violently ill, and they shake when confronting this
Every
supposed
single one of them, even
existential
men.
threat to their existence.
Even men, liberal
Oh, yeah.
beta men will do that too. But if you ever see Republican men debating or whatever, they just take deep breaths, wait for them to stop, and then they talk. And then when they get interrupted, they stop. They wait for them to stop interrupting them. Then they talk again. You notice how I say interrupting? Because Democrats will interrupt you no matter what.
Well, anybody that's losing the argument can't allow for the truth to be told, so they'll interrupt you. And then when you show, again, the respect that people on the right have, which is individuality, these people will fucking, again, attack you, and then they shut up. You continue, and then they start to attack you again. They can't wait for you to make your point, formulate a response, and then, reply.
Right.
It shows a very
There's a new video out right now
Low
that
IQ.
made me bring that up. It's a guy, I think he was just wearing a MAGA hat, and he was outside of, I don't know if it was like a courthouse, it was some kind of a building in a city. And this guy liberal, very weird, like patchy face hair and whatever, started recording him and was getting all up in his face and stuff. He's like, "Oh, you're one of them MAGA people. You're one of the MAGA," and he just kept saying it over and over. But every time he'd say it, he'd keep getting more shaking and like, you know, like
Yep.
weird. And finally, he got to the point where the guy started touching him, and the guy shoved him, and he's like, "Hey, dude, like, I'm gonna call the cops. Like, I haven't touched you at all." Like,
Yep.
and the guy just ends up walking away and saying, "Oh,
But
MAGA
again,
guy, MAGA guy." He kept screaming, "MAGA guy, MAGA guy," like it was
you
a
can
bad
see
thing.
that they're so low testosterone. Their body, their posture, they're acting highly emotional.
Because they know what they're
So
saying is really wrong. Like, that's what stress. That's what.
no, some of them believe it entirely. These are the useful idiots that the Soviets even understood and identified. It's like they'll be useful for our cause, but as soon as we're in power, they're the first to go to the fucking wall. Like we're gonna be putting them face first to the wall. So they serve their purpose, but they actually. Again, there's the politicians who know it's all fucking fake and bullshit. And then there's the fucking people that they brainwash like these who believe it all, actually.
Mm-hmm. GMTA in the chat says, and then they walk away before you can make your point and prove them wrong. That's usually why they walk away so fast.
Oh, actually, I've never experienced that, but I've seen this online where they'll be like, no, you're wrong, bye, as if somehow, and people even doing videos and stuff. It's just like, no. Just saying that the conversation is over and saying bye doesn't make it true. So, you are not going to dismiss this actual claim, and you act this way, you're proving that you just can't handle the fucking conversation, which means that I win. Thank you.
Well, they can't understand dialogue like this. They shouldn't be voting.
They should not be allowed to vote. I totally believe in that. It should be on merit, and you have to prove, it in a civics sort of exam. Do you understand the responsibilities when it comes to voting? Do you understand the laws? Do you understand the authority?
Yeah, they gotta have better parameters
and protections.
Because too many times the way people vote fucks over millions of Americans.
Mm-hmm.
And
you keep importing that pieces of shit, and they're given the right to vote when they shouldn't be allowed. And New York City is, talking about that, is that you're allowing people that aren't citizens to vote, which then influences the people that let them in, the Democrats. So they're obviously going to try to change the system so it's always Democrat forever. Because they're always going to get handouts from the people that actually do produce, because they don't produce a goddamn thing. And this is so evident and so obvious, it's disturbing to see that people don't see this. A lot of people do, but there's a lot of people that don't. And it's not difficult. You don't need a fucking PhD in economics to fucking see this shit. I was actually going to talk about all the stuff that we've been talking about. I thought yesterday. I thought I'll do a quick drama stream and then talk news and what's going on in the world. And it certainly didn't turn out the case. Almost 6-hour stream, great stream, huge.
Lots covered, lots of emotions.
A lot, very much. But I'm glad that I've been able to do it on your channel here, because this is adding huge replay value to your videos. Hats off to me. But not only do you get to enjoy Nikki touring Europe here, feeding the world, but you got me and Nikki and a little bit Getty talking politics, talking things that matter. Where else are you gonna fucking hear this shit?
Getty's still annihilating people with Godzilla.
Are you playing Godzilla?
Yeah.
I thought you were playing whatever that first-person shooter was.
Rainbow Six. played a couple rounds.
GMTA says if you
sound
ever,
muffled.
Yeah, you're really low. If you ever watch
bad.
Charlie Kirk, a lot of them Dems will talk down on him and tell him why he's wrong, insult
I've
him,
seen that.
and then walk away and not let
I've
him
seen that.
rebuttal. Yeah.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
is
it's
true.
hilarious. It's just like they can't. It's like I'm going to just make a statement, and I don't have to defend it. And your response to it, makes me triggered. So I'm just going to walk away. You didn't win the fucking discussion. You didn't prove your point. So, you're a moron.
Well, that's how a lot of these professors are teaching these kids now. Go up there, make your statement, and be loud and proud, and then get out of there. There's
And
no
Nick, you
more
notice
dialogue.
Notice this is that okay? So you got the, and I'm again referring to what Ghetto God is saying there in the chat. The leftists will come and make a very long-winded point about what they think and blah blah blah, and then Charlie Kirk will simply say a couple of sentences which destroys their entire argument,
Mm-hmm.
and they can't fucking stand that shit.
They don't know what to do at the time.
But it's beautiful. It actually is beautiful and vindicating for me, at least, to see this stuff now just out in the open. Because I was talking about this in the past, even because I saw this stuff. Honestly, I saw that sort of mentality. At this point now, it's pandemic. But I remember seeing this shit in my youth and stuff. Seeing this level of delusion. That it was just like, why does nobody else see this shit? Like it's obvious, this level of delusion, this level of fucking ideology. I don't know if you saw that sort of hypocrisy.
Yeah,
in your
started.
youth,
It
Nicky.
started not in my youth, but it really started to get. Like I was talking with Getty earlier. A lot of things in our youth change, and I'm going to base this on one thing. A lot of things changed after MTV started doing the teen pregnancy thing.
That's a good observation.
That Teen Mom show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, ever since that came out, there was a shift in the way teenagers were in America. It was like sex was easier to talk about, and now look at what sex has turned into now. It's gender, it's how you identify, it's what you identify, because before that show it was just there was no talk about any of that. You know what I mean? It's like I feel like it just led to it was a jackknife and led to a lot of things that happened in America.
I think that might have happened during that time, but I don't think that was the cause of it.
I graduated in 2007. There was no gay people whatsoever. Nothing like that.
In 1990,
people got beat up. That's what I'm saying. There wasn't anything like how it is now. I'm not saying that there wasn't closet people or anything, but what I'm saying is it wasn't like this at all back when I was in school. There wasn't this much teachers would lose their jobs for trying to do this stuff that they can get away with now. Back when I was in school.
No, but see, the thing is, though, I guess it depends. I mean, at least living the rural life there, as you do.
Well, now, hold on.
Isolates you.
Now at the same school I'm talking about, there's 2 gay teachers. And there's another couple that teach there. There's 2 gay teachers that are okay. There's 4 gay teachers altogether. 2 of them are married to each other, and the other 2 aren't. They're just gay.
Yeah, but again, you are isolated from. Yeah, to you, it's surprising in 2007 that you were seeing this stuff, but in 97, 98, I was seeing this stuff in my high school.
Jeez.
And there was a gay club that was established, sort of thing. And
Back
it's funny
then?
because, yeah, unfortunately.
Jeez.
And the thing is, though, like this was Toronto, this was progressive, all that sort of shit. So we've been like, we're basically several years ahead of America of what could happen if you don't put a stop to it, right? And obviously Trump is right now, but that's the entire thing that Obama and fucking Biden were pushing, which was, again, make, allow for this amount of infiltration. So it was sickening even back then, because I remember talking with my friends. It's like, what the fuck is this like degeneracy shit? And like these kids were like sort of protected, and again, like people were disgusted from it at that point, but they really couldn't do anything because the school was now protecting this shit. And
so if you spoke out, you'd get punished.
If you spoke out too much, you'd be punished. If you'd get warnings and shit, like, you're not supposed to criticize, or like we're accepting, but like, again, all this fucking progressive language. But I've been noticing that ever since I went through school up here. Like, I remember in junior kindergarten and senior kindergarten. No, hold on. No, I think it was grade. Whatever. It was, about that time, junior kindergarten to grade 1. I had a teacher that said you could not draw guns, right? So when you're drawing time and all that.
Oh, yeah, I remember you saying something about this.
Yeah. And I would basically, the loophole that I thought was good at fucking, 5, 6 years old was, I just drew a holster, right? There's no gun there. It's just a holster. For a 4 or 5-year-old, that's a fucking, again, recognizing the anti-gun stance. And my family was not really pro-gun. So it's just like, this is the conclusion that I drew as a 4 to 5-year-old. Just like, that's just a firearm. It doesn't hurt anybody. It's locked up. It's fucking inactive. Like, it's the intention that you use it for. You could use it for hunting, for food, or you could kill somebody, be a bad person. Like, I don't want to do that. So to me, it's logic. And even at that age, I understood it, when the teachers clearly were pushing an agenda about, again, even drawing firearms, right?
Right.
As if somehow that would make a person bad,
Now
And I'll
you can't
never
own
forget.
a weapon up there.
What's that?
No, I don't even think you can own a weapon up there.
You can. No, you can. But they've banned handgun purchases. But the criminals don't give a shit about that, so it doesn't matter. But yeah, so civilians can no longer buy handguns for just collection or just for, going to the range. We're not allowed to have them for protection. So yeah, that's been canceled. A bunch of other, firearms, long arms, have been canceled because they're considered assault weapons. Because we all know that that's an action, not a feature of the firearm. So they just say, hey, fucking all these black firearms, they're niggers. So they're illegal now. That's basically what they're doing. Come on, guys. So basically, scary black firearms. We think that they're a threat to us, but they are talking. Guys, listen to this. Politicians here were proposing that all these firearms that they plan to confiscate from the public, legal firearm owners, they're going to send to Ukraine to fight their war. Now, one of those firearms includes a .22 rifle, rimfire. That's what they want to confiscate and send to Ukraine for a war. These are assault weapons. Right? And the one that they in the article that I saw, the one that they featured was like, I guess it was made for a girl, but it was hot pink color, right? So like literally, it's a 22 rimfire rifle made for plinking, but they call that a weapon of war, but they also want to steal it from the populace and send it to Ukraine. Like I said earlier, Nikki, annexation can't come soon enough.
Oh yeah, we'd hang all your leaders.
Oh, well, I would appreciate that. And as the troops march in, I will have my famous cake ready for them to enjoy as liberators.
Besides that one conservative, that guy can stay. That guy's good.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
He's got his connections to the WEF.
The guy with the glasses?
He still wants to... Yes. He also wants to maintain immigration at 200 to 250,000 people per year, which again, we're already flooded with these fucking third world savages.
Yeah, but
no,
is
it
this
has
legally or illegally?
Legally, unfortunately. But again, but that's the thing though. They say that these people are talented. That's the whole argument of the because we have our version of the H-1B.
That's one thing.
It's like they say, oh, well, these are talented and stuff. First of all, if they're a doctor, they're in India. Again, they're washing their hand in shit water. And the statistics show they're not competent for the Western society. You've got people that, again, are claimed to be valuable and skillful, but they end up working in the trucking industry where they kill people. Or fucking, they work, Uber. They come to just fucking have Uber, and some of them come with like 4 or 5 wives, and each wife has like 5 kids and shit, and we have to pay for that. They're not adding to the system; they're draining it. And it's supposed to be all in the motto of tolerance. Like, they're just coming here to lead a good life. No, you cut off those benefits, they leave. So they're really not here for a good life. They're here to be a parasite. And you've seen that. You've actually seen self-deportation. And people were making memes about this before fucking Trump got into power. But they were saying these people are going to self-deport themselves because once the benefits ends, or they face the risk of being ejected from the country and being logged as somebody that is barred entry for 10 years or something, they self-deported.
Oh, they left on their own.
Yes. So many instances on social media that show this. Like, I saw one earlier today. A bunch of houses in one neighborhood just got basically abandoned. And the whole street was just full of activity of people like loading shit into their trucks and their trailers and shit and, leaving.
Ah.
And there's, I saw this earlier today as well. There was a restaurant at Denny's, for example, that was empty, essentially, and the waitress that was filming this shit, it's like, we got nothing to do, there's nobody here, like, fuck you, Trump, like, you cost us all our customers. Apparently that location lost 55% of its business and stuff, but I don't think people seem to understand the extent that how many illegals are in America. They say 20 million illegals. No, it's about 100 million from my analysis. 100 million. And in fact, I believe Trump actually, because Trump always, he says things without saying things with his messages, because he's always talking to the deep state in the manner that he discusses things. But he sort of said, like, we don't have like 364 million people in America. We have only 250 million. And it was in passing almost. So it wasn't really like a focus of the discussion. But he's basically telling people, we understand how many people have actually been flooded in here from all these different sources. We have an understanding of that, and we're keeping track of that. So, and again, it's so sly that most people don't pick it up. But he's done that through like all his administrations. He says things without saying them. And again, he knows who he's dealing with, the deep state. That's how they send their messages.
What the fuck?
And you got celebrities doing certain occult hand signs and other things. These people are talking to each other.
Yeah. They are. Celebrities are weird. Weird.
No, they're no. What you mean is compromised. Oh, I just saw you fucking fuck up that
Well,
trailer.
the GPS made it look like I was supposed to go straight, and then it just like there's a barrier where it wants you to funnel you to go. So, like the GPS was all weird. I don't know. It made it look like I was supposed to go straight, but changed at the last second. I don't know how to explain it.
I like your trailer though.
Yeah, it's the
I didn't realize that.
Valentine's Day thing.
Oh. I thought you had some sort of like Led Zeppelin, you know.
No, it's like a Cupid Valentine's
I know,
Day
but it
trailer.
kind of looks like the angel
It
from
does kind of too.
and plus pink, you know, hippie
Pink
colors.
Floyd. But I actually watched a lecture the other day from this lady. I think I told you about her back a couple months ago. She's like a professor at like the Naval Institute of War and stuff, and she teaches war history at Columbia, I think too, and she does a bunch. Like she teaches at West Point also, and she was lecturing about World War II, but it was more emphasized on China and Japan, and she was talking about what was going on in China before Japan came into the picture, and then during World War II, and then afterwards with what Mao did and whatnot. It was pretty good. Yeah, it was really good.
I'm quite aware.
I'll have to send it to
that
you.
Sort of thing. Yeah, I'll still watch it.
She's not.
It sounds right down my alley.
She's not an attractive person by any means, but the way she breaks it down, it's like you could listen to her for hours.
Again, I don't attack the messenger. I listen to the message.
I wonder if this is gonna. Oh, it's in. Okay, I was gonna say. So will this come down to a shootout after nobody scores in this? Do you think, or?
I'm not watching the hockey.
Oh, okay. Well, it just went into overtime, so it's a 10-minute overtime. So if nobody scores, doesn't it usually go into like a shootout or something like that, or aren't you supposed to fucking know this being Canadian?
It depends. No, but the thing is, though, they've changed the rules in the past, though. Oh. So I think it's a shootout basically if they
can't score.
If they go through the overtimes. So I think it's like a shootout of 3. So.
Yeah, I don't even know if I want to win this.
I don't care. That's the thing. I really don't care about Sweden or Finland. Sweden now is like one of the rape capitals of the world. You know, fucking bombings and fucking machine gun wielding people and crime and rapes. And all they did was invite the third world. So yeah. I wonder why that's happening. And it's just so pathetic because it used to be rated in the 70s. It was like the best place to live. It had the most happiness, all that, even with its climate. Nope, there you go.
Wow.
And yeah, then they opened the floodgates.
There it is.
That's it. Yep, there it is. One done. Finish. The Finnish people. You could always watch my show from yesterday. Cheap plug. Cheap plug.
I gotta try and remember what that fucking channel was.
I'm subscribed to a channel called China Uncensored. And
there she is. This lady.
Okay. How Mao conquered China. To Sarah Payne.
There's there's this Indian dude that goes around interviewing people, but he did a little small interview with her like a year ago, and it blew up into like 2.5 million because she was talking about World War II and Hitler and Russia and Putin and everything. But look, where was it? I don't know, video. Yeah, so this is her lectures right here. The first one was the war for India, and then the second one was why Japan lost, and then the one I watched the other day was how Mao conquered China.
Okay.
But just for example, I'll just hold on one sec. I'll play a couple of things quick.
I don't have audio.
We'll turn it on.
Hold on.
It's tragedy. It's the human condition. And don't think that China is unique in this.
No, I just enabled it. Sorry.
Okay.
I didn't realize I didn't mean.
When you're in these archives and you're studying all these atrocities that happen, if you look at the numbers themselves, it might be fair to call it genuinely the worst thing that ever happened in human history in terms of pure number of deaths.
It's tragedy. It's the human condition. And don't think that China is unique in this. The Westerners have butchered each other. In fact, it's the West that industrializes warfare. Before you had to go at it with spears, and that slowed people down. With industrial equipment. So it's human, sadly. Humans have great capacity for creativity and doing wonderful things, and then they have great capacity to do awful things. So let's do one and not the other.
That seems like a pretty good place to close.
You want a psychological victory. You want them just to quit. And I suspect this is what the Japanese thought they were doing in the of Nanjing and other atrocities, that they were going to do these horrifying things and that would break the will of the other side. Okay, be careful whom you put on death ground. The Japanese were repeating a mistake done by the Nazis. If you're dealing with even a failing state, which Russia was, Stalin had shot so many of his officers in the 30s, and then he inflicted a famine on Ukraine. But when the Nazis came in and they were going to wipe out not only the Russian government, but also the Russian people, you will superglue people, government, and military, and you will transform a failing state into a lethal adversary. And this is what Nazi brutality does to Russians, what Japanese brutality does to Chinese, and what Russian brutality today is doing to Ukraine. Don't do it. Bad strategy. You want a psychological. In the Gulf War, Bush
disagree with what you said in
limited
that
war for a limited objective. The limited objective was get Iraqi troops out of Kuwait, restore the Kuwaiti government, and then call it a day when you've done those things. That's what he did. And it was an incredibly successful war, and it went to our heads. Because when you run a successful limited war, it's over very rapidly. You get stuff with not too much cost, and it's done. So then we try to do the total makeover of another country, and excuse me, what right does one country have to do a total makeover on another country? And then, of course, the Russians and Chinese are apoplectic watching us do this, and that's a problem. Or you think about Afghanistan. Maybe you go in there and you at least boot Osama bin Laden out of the country and then proclaim it victory and leave. In the Gulf War, Bush, the dominant ethnic group in Pakistan, particularly the army.
All right, I'll check it out, but I could poke some holes into some stuff.
That's not even a question.
It's just you can't, like, when I've tried watching lectures and stuff before, like it's not broken down. Like I think you get what I'm getting at. Like it hasn't been broken out.
I don't.
I gotta DM you on my blunt tower.
I don't get what you're saying when it comes to.
I know I'm too. You're not on my level of intelligence, so it doesn't. It's okay.
You're adorable, Nicholas.
I thought you were gonna say a dork. It's got 2 minutes until fuck. Come on.
No sign of
I was just gonna go look at that right now.
So apparently, Frankie Muniz placed 11th
Yeah.
in the NASCAR.
Yep.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah, he's a race car driver now.
Yeah.
Yeah, no replay yet. Damn it. Oh my god, I'm so stuffed up.
Feel sick?
Oh no, I just got a head cold thing.
That sounds sick.
What's
Yo,
that?
shout out to Drama Community Rewind podcast in the chat. Like I said, I showered you with praise yesterday on such a great stream, but brilliant work, and I look forward to more. And hopefully you got some subs from me pointing it out and stuff, having that link pinned for a bit.
Anthony Alfredo, Chandler.
What's going on? What happened to the TV, Nikki?
I'm finding. So UFC's coming on in like 1 minute, and the.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well, I'm patient. I'm
going
patient. Can I come in still?
Can you what?
Can I come in? Like.
Oh yeah.
Targets.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Somebody wrote in this random stream. Canada is a state. It's just a state of England, not America. They still pray to the king. He's on their money and everything. Huh? That's.
He's
random.
actually not. We don't have the king yet on the currency.
It
But,
literally just came up in this random chat right here. It's not a state.
Well,
it's a
it's fake news.
Commonwealth country. U.S. trade in California for Canada, Greenland, pretty good.
No, I don't. Canada should just be absorbed. It just makes strategic sense. And it's, again, they try to say that there's a Canadian identity, although it's sort of like a lot of that is intertwined, but you do have a distinct sort of culture between, say, Alberta, cowboy style, freedom, all that stuff, basically Canada, Texas, to fucking, Newfoundland and shit, where these guys are fucking hardcore leftists and they just want government handouts and that sort of thing. You got Quebec, which fucking has their own fucking desire and culture and demands that it be recognized and all that, to the point where it's by law. This is such a waste of money, but it's by law that products in Canada have to have, if they're made in Canada, have to have bilingual language on the box. So your package of, I don't know, Rice Krispies might look simple and stuff, just simple words on the back, whatever. And meanwhile, in Canada, the same thing, but have like a wall of text because it's got to include both languages.
Oh yeah, I got what you're saying.
And the thing though is that's being forced into the market, right? Like the government is interfering with basically capitalism and encouraging, what's the best word, but it's encouraging unnecessary costs on a company because they're pandering politically. If Quebec was so great, why don't they produce their own products that have just French labels and shit and addresses their population with, okay, so Rice Krispies. Make your own fucking Rice Krispies.
What about that Commonwealth tax? Why do they need that?
Well, because we are basically a vassal state for, for the Commonwealth, for England. And again, our head of state really is the king. And then underneath that comes our governor general, and then the prime minister.
I might have said the wrong thing. No, that tax we were talking about earlier, where you were saying like out west has to pay taxes to like Ottawa or whatever.
Equalization payments.
Yeah, what about that? Like, why do they have something like that? Like, I just saw the chart that you put on there. They're really sending them billions of dollars like that?
Yep.
That's insane.
Yep.
But yet the far west states, they don't even get any money. Like,
no, they don't. They pay. They don't receive. And this is stuff that could be benefiting the people. Again, there at one point, this one guy got into control. He was conservative in Alberta. He switched it around so quickly and did such a well job that basically it made Alberta this place for everyone to go, because the senior Trudeau actually fucked Alberta with its fucking industry, and they were able to turn it around, and it got to the point where they were so profitable that they were paying their citizens extra money every year, just like Norway, because their natural resource sector was so profitable that, again, they were giving back the taxpayers money for living there, working there, and providing the necessary means to exploit these resources. And Alberta, again, has suffered way too long. And again, I live in Ontario. I guess you could consider it maybe New York. There's conservative areas. It's much bigger than New York, but it's there's a lot of conservative areas, but the big cities, which import all these illegals and stuff, now vote in such a way where their opinion overrides that of basically the majority.
right.
I can't wait to bake a cake for all the American soldiers coming to liberate us. Nikki, are you going to bring the Michigan militia to, free us?
I imagine
Trudeau?
we'd probably be the first ones.
Good strategic point of invasion. There's something called War Plan Red, created by the United States, and it basically was. Let me just pull this up here. It was an invasion plan for Canada, like in the 20s and 30s.
Absolutely, he's been here so many times before. This is home territory for him to be fighting here.
Hold on, I'm getting distracted here with your volume.
I know, I'm trying to get something going here.
But War Plan Red, also known as the Atlantic Strategic War Plan, was one of the color-coded war plans created by the United States Department of War during the interwar period of 1919 to 1939, covering scenarios related to a hypothetical war with the British Empire. So, yeah, it's hilarious that they actually did have a plan, and I'm going to actually upload this to the chat here, so at least you can see one of the official documents and the invasion routes that they had planned, which, again, even if they did this today, they would win.
Right.
And Nikki, what do you think about this threat from our premier in Ontario, saying that, we'll just literally flick the switch off to all the power that we're providing? Because he even straight out said, our power reaches all the way to Florida. So he's literally threatening something that in reality, if we want to look at shit that's been pre-established, it's a call to war, basically. Like it's an act that basically constitutes a declaration of war. cutting off that power in such a way that is basically arbitrary and not consulting and adhering to the arguments, to the agreements that that have been pre-established. Like, imagine that. Ontario flicks the switch off, and within what, 10 minutes, like Canada's getting invaded.
Right.
But there's the map. And again, even back then they worked this out. They a lot of planning goes into these sorts of things when it comes, it becomes official government doctrine. So they've already done the work necessary to understand how to fucking take over Canada. And obviously it becomes easier because drones and shit can can do a lot of work. Do you not agree with me, Liberator?
I agree with you.
No, well, I need to hear constant praise. I'm Garguts. Not really. You're captivated by the UFC, it seems. Or the racing. Which one?
Oh, both.
Both. One for each eye. Ooh, nice. Where is this taking place?
Vegas.
Okay. Oh, it must be. So it's 3 hours different. So it's like only 1:10.
Yeah, probably.
Wasn't it Danny the other day who was talking about that one UFC fighter?
Could have been, yeah.
Where he said she looks like HR. And I was like, oh my God, the schnoz.
She looks like HR?
Yeah,
oh,
that's
yeah,
what he
I've
said.
never seen what she looks like.
I haven't seen it, but this
You,
chat with one of the fighters fighting, and comical.
you there? Dave? Sounds like you're lagging out.
Getting up there.
I think you're lagging out, Dave.
I make any sense of what you're saying. It sounds robotized.
All right, now you're back.
Oh, so it's me?
Yeah.
No.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, yeah, you're back.
Responding. I thought it was you.
No.
that was having the problem. Oh.
But you're good. You're good now. You must have had like
Okay,
a lag spike.
If it happens again, I'll just tether my phone to my computer and get a better connection than what I've got. It's really the only way I can stream these days. Are they still having problems, or?
No, you sound good now.
Okay. I've also noticed, and again, I don't know why it is, but I've noticed that sometimes it takes my computer a little while to recognize if the internet connection's not working.
It could be trying to reestablish a connection.
Yeah, but I remember in the past it would be instant. It would, as soon as something would happen, whatever, it would just instantly see that. But now it just seems to take more time, and then out of the blue, it just decides to stop working. So again, I think the motherboard itself is the one that's the culprit. Um, it's I've been using it for, I'm working it hard for many years. And yeah, technically I should have upgraded a long time ago. Like, even the effort of trying to get Windows 11 on this computer doesn't sound worth it, you know?
Yeah.
It would be too taxing on the hardware. Um, Linux would probably work, but again, what usage would it have? That I had to repurpose it and all that. It couldn't be my main computer. So I really got, again, I'm gonna have to get a new computer
What was
in
the
the future.
benefit? I never had Linux, but what was the benefit to having Linux?
It's not as hard on the software. Sorry, it's not as hard on the hardware. The
Oh,
software is basically it's unbloated. So Windows includes all this shit. Again, when you press the start menu, you've got all these articles and shit you never asked for. Like, all that stuff
a bunch of
comes
stuff they think
preloaded.
you want, but you don't need.
Yes, and that's always in the industry has always been referred to as bloatware. And when people have actually developed, they've gone so far because this is so pissing off, but they've gone so far as they created free software that would basically uninstall all the bullshit that fucking Windows. Because remember back in the day, Windows was included with like it had AOL on there, it had all these other fucking third party
Yeah.
shit, and again, it added to the fucking the bloat. So the hardware again, it also took up so much space on your hard drive. So people got to the point where it's like, fuck this shit. We're gonna make a program that is free and will uninstall all this crap that fucking came into the system, and then it made the operation a lot better. So,
Right. I gotcha.
but Linux again, Linux even does like it does work with games because Steam and stuff does work with other platforms, and Linux is one of them. And because it's not using Windows and relying so much on the hardware, the resources are available for that software to run even better on that system. So it's not for all games, from my knowledge, but there's quite a few games that work on a Linux system, and apparently they work better. So,
Well, they work better on Linux than they would Windows.
yeah.
And we're off. First fight of the night.
Of course, they start off with the women. Get them out of the way. Back to the kitchen.
Konnichiwa. Konnichiwa. You're dead.
Not yet, brother.
Well, I'm dead.
Nothing like fried chicken. Mm-hmm.
Fried chicken and collard green.
That shit was fire.
Steak shall always reign supreme.
Of course, a good filet mignon.
All day, every day. No, strip loin, baby. Or New York.
Yeah, like
What do they call it? New York strip? Well, why does New York get, like, other countries in the world
you
have
know why.
cut the same cut? Why is it called New York? You
The
know,
superior state, yeah.
it's the same fucking cut all over the world. Why does New York get to claim that?
Probably invented it, maybe.
Now, if if Trump was to make an executive order as a future American in the 51st state, I would have to agree with it. But
Right,
until then, I don't know why this name, New York, of all places, fucking socialist New York, has to be imposed on this sort of thing.
Might have been made famous in the city, maybe. Who knows?
You're sounding very faint there. I can't hear you very well. So,
Well, I turned it down because you said those feedback, Dave.
well, then fix your setup. Why don't I have feedback? I don't wear fucking headphones.
All right, there we
I got
go.
my speakers
Hello,
in front of me
hello.
and my mic.
Fucking guy.
You don't wear headphones?
No, I'm proving it right.
You do. Fuck you.
You don't wear
Well,
headphones?
fuck you are.
Dave, you don't wear headphones?
No, dude. My setup is basically I've got two speakers in front of me with it's connected to a subwoofer, and I've got my mic basically, a couple inches from my face on a boom, and I can move around, and I don't have I don't have like a Bluetooth headset like you do. I have a wired one, but it's just not fun, because in this case I can fucking move around, doing all these sorts of things while fucking being on a stream, hearing people, and being able to just pop my head over to the mic, reply, and then go back to what I'm doing. It's just it's an obviously great setup that I think Getty is jealous of. So how dare you hate on me? And I've done this basically since fucking a little after I started working with Cronin. Like I used to have headphones. What's that?
Nothing.
Oh, come on. What did you say?
I said, how dare you hate him?
I don't hate the guy, but I'll certainly call out his bullshit.
He's just a lost person.
He is,
Gargoth has a
sadly.
better setup.
Who?
Gargoth.
Doesn't he wear headphones?
Yeah, but he uses that mic.
Yeah, but see, here's the thing. I've produced better content that sounds better with literally a fucking Rockstar mic that I bought from a GameStop. Actually, it wasn't a GameStop. It was a fucking used video game place. Great condition, huge. $14.99. At that price, I bought two. I still got one in my backup. That sounds so nice. Yeah, I can't sing into it, AC/DC, which I love to do, because it would kill the mic, which has happened in the past. But again, these things are so affordable, and they sound so good. I was listening to my stream from yesterday a bit, and damn, do I sound sexy. And the audio just picks it up so fucking well. Why would I not want to fucking diminish the cost of being able to stream, but come out with not having to spend $200+ on a microphone or a mixer and get this result? Dude, I'm fucking loving it.
That's good. And it's the Rock Band one?
Whatever that video game was, it wasn't Guitar Hero, it was the other one, Rockstar or Rock Band. Rock Band. That's what it was. Rock Band. That's what I said. You got me questioning myself there, Nikki. But yeah, basically, it's actually a Logitech. The computer recognized it. It's a Logitech mouse. Sorry, it's a Logitech mic, USB, and it just, my God, it just works so well. Simply for talking and stuff.
Works well for combating AI.
And again, being able to have the speakers playing and me talking and you guys not hearing any feedback, Getty, it just makes me so awesome. And it makes my production so enjoyable.
Hey, it's better than my
I rest
last
my
mic,
case.
okay?
Was that?
It's better than my last mic, okay?
You go through mics like fucking it's going out of business, don't you? Like, weren't you just touting like, oh, I got this great mic? Yeah, but how does this keep happening?
This is
keep
my
buying
second
shitty
mic,
products?
Dave. No, this is my second mic.
Yeah, but I've witnessed this like, oh, well, my mic is dead, I gotta get a new one, blah, blah, blah. But now we still can't fucking hear you proper.
Want me to turn it up more? I mean, I could do that.
Yeah, every time you do, it doesn't seem to work. Like, I mean, do the best you can there with whatever it is that you're working with.
90%. Hopefully that helps, David.
David Rosenbaum.
You gotta add the TZ to the end of that. And that truly makes me the owner of Blunt's TV network. Rosenblunts.
Wow.
Boom.
There you go.
Mic drop. I'm pulling Trump on you guys. I'm taking it over. It's called the Gulf of Dave now.
Okay.
Don't you criticize me.
I thought you were holding myself hostage.
Oh, yeah.
No, that's good. It's Stockholm syndrome. Nikki, you just go feed Europe, okay? They need your help.
They do.
Okay.
And again, they even in Denmark, for example, they tried to shut down tons of fucking farms and basically allow companies like BlackRock to purchase the entire fucking thing and deplete the country with the ability to feed itself, thus relying on imported processed foods from other countries. How is this not evident to people? I ask a rhetorical question. The answer is people are stupid and they're propagandized and they watch fucking mainstream media and they fall for this shit. That's the answer. I know the answer, but it's just so frustrating. Again, we have free will. We can do so many great things, and yet people just sit back into fucking easy mode and be like, yeah, the government can decide for me.
You said it earlier, Dave. It's the hive mind.
I said it, yes. And
yes,
it's the truth. It's sad, though.
Yeah, it is. It's unfortunate.
Once the Civil War starts, it'll be easy to
hear that, honkies?
To set them down. You know what I'm saying? Wink, wink.
Damn right.
What's the... Nikki, you were talking about this. She's the same age as Waltz. I can't remember her position in the U.S. administration.
Secretary of... she's
How old
Attorney
is she?
General. 62, 63.
Holy fuck. Like, I don't know if she's ever had surgery, but it doesn't look that way.
I don't think so
because
either.
she doesn't look more than mid 40s, 50s sort of thing. It depends. The wall hits hard on women. We know that. But like, she's cute. She's cute. Am I wrong? Am I not assessing this properly? Like,
Oh yeah, she's cute.
Cougar.
but it's quite interesting to see. Again, with Tim Waltz, that guy just fucking looks geriatric, basically.
Yeah, dude's a creep.
Meanwhile, fucking, I'm starting to think that Trump's decision for Vance was a good idea. He's certainly able to speak, and he can get to the point and make people understand.
Better than Pence, I'll tell you that.
Yep.
That dude is dog shit.
It's funny that Trump has removed
Traitor.
security. He definitely was a traitor, but he's removed security clearance on people like Pence and others, and Fauci.
Yeah,
And then people were asking him, like, what happens if something happens to them? He's like, I don't care. It's just, it's just like, that's awesome.
Here comes the snow. Oh boy. Oh boy. And again.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Damn it. This is right in the fucking guardrail.
Nicky J killed a family of 4. Damn, it's coming down. Jeez.
Ballin', ballin', baby.
I was born free.
Born free. Go.
Are you maggots?
Alright, everybody, I'm gonna switch games quick. Be back probably at the top of the hour. I'm gonna switch over and do some farming simulator. And thank you all for watching.